What is going on, guys? It's been over almost 2 3 months. I don't know how long, but it's been a long time since I made another deck profile video. The past month, I was able to go on two regionals. Unfortunately, I bubbled, like I made top 16 both times. The first time I played was I started. The first game was against Rescue Ace, and I lost the first game because he had, even though I was going first, he had Joel and Ash, and I started off with Small World and Prosperity. He ashed my Small World, and then I went for Prosperity, and then after Prosperity Resolution, where I was able to get Simoon, he dropped me after taking Simoon. Like, that was really awkward. But yeah, and then game two, I was going first again, and then he had Nibiru Imperm, and if you use them in the perfect timing, it can get really crucial for us, especially if you play with only like one Simoon. But yeah, it is what it is. I lost round one, and then round two, I played against, I think, was it Swartzel? Yeah, I think, yeah, Swartzel, and he went first. I was able to reach get game three. Game three, he's going first again, and then I lost to D barrier full combo. Swartzel plus D barrier. There's not much that I can do about that, especially if you don't draw any hand traps. So that was really unfortunate. Yeah, and then at that time, yeah, I started out X2. I proceed to win the next 5 games, and at the end, I was able to get the 12th place. I was really happy with my deck, so there was nothing I would have changed for my deck. It's just sometimes in Yu-Gi-Oh! You're just unlucky. That's just what it is. But yeah, alright. So the first regional I was 12th place, top 16, and then the second regional was I started 4-0. Sorry, 4-0, and then I played against 2 times Infernable. And if you're losing the coin toss, sorry, the dice roll against Infernable, you pray that you have like the perfect hand in game three, which unfortunately I didn't have, which is why I lost twice against Infernable. It's really unfortunate. But again, it is what it is, man. There's sometimes in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's just nothing that you can do, and then yeah. But yeah, last game then I played against Unchained. I won against that, but top 16. I made top 16 uh 2 times in a row going X2, which is which is still fine. I mean, like I said, the deck is insane. I really enjoy it. Right now though, I'm working on the BLACKWING Holo deck. So if you want to get more information about that, check out my Patreon to be always updated on any deck. But yeah, without further ado, let's check out this deck because there is some spice in it. Alright, guys, I want you to listen carefully to understand the reasons why I'm playing different those ratios and whatsoever. So yeah, listen carefully. This time I'm playing a 40 card deck. At the last YCS, I was playing like 45 cards. Um, but yeah, I just felt like sometimes, I don't know, it's really hard to make a deck like 100% consistent because any deck in this world can break, right? Any deck. But I felt like for some reason with this deck, I removed a couple of cards that are actually really useful, but at the same time they can break. So yeah, this why I was able to cut the deck to 40. And honestly, I can't remember ever breaking with this deck. But yeah, there's obviously, even though I didn't break with it, it doesn't mean that you won't break with it, because at the end of the day, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! And any deck can break. But I feel like I made a great job by making this deck as consistent as possible. So yeah, let's see what we have. All right, first of all, we have 3 times Simoon. Um, there's not much to say about this one. This is basically one card combo. You just discard, banish one black monster from your hand, and then you can go full combo. Then we got 3 times Zudri. If you don't have Simoon on your hand, you want to start with Zudri. And sometimes, depending on your hand, you really rather start with Zudri because you do not lock yourself into dark, and then you can try to go into like a Baron de Fleur or whatever. And that's what's also sometimes really important. And then we got 3 times Shamal. Some people like to play 2, but I believe this card is too important, especially with Biscuits, because one Biscuit, one Shamal is ultimately Dissipator, right? So, really important card. I would never cut it to 2 or 3. The only way I would cut it to 2 or 3, 2 or 1 is if there would be like better Blackwing monsters that we can play. But there are no better Blackwing monsters, so we have to stay at 3. Plus, this card in Black Whirlwind is also full combo. This card in Vata is full combo. So yeah. Then next up we have 3 Vatas. Obviously also a really important card. And just makes it also great playing with biscuits. For the one-off Blackwings, we have 1 Zephyros, 1 Shanga, 1 Chinook, and 1 Hamatan. Some people rather want to play like 2 Chinooks or whatever, but sometimes Hamatan can come in clutch, man. Trust me. Especially like if you want to try to play around different kind of hand traps or whatever. If you need more searches with Black Whirlwind, you rather want to search for another extender with Hamatan. So trust me, this card can come in clutch a lot of times, man. Do not underestimate Hamatan. And Shanga, don't forget about Shanga. You can always use him and Biscuit to go into Baron de Fleur before you even start normal summoning. Alright, and the non-Blackwing monsters started to test Assault Synchron at 2. I used to play 3, but sometimes I brick by having too many Assault Synchrons and no other, like, let's say, for example, Blackwings or not the right Biscuits. Then obviously this card can also brick for us sometimes, but yeah, I feel like 2 is actually perfect. Even though you wanna see like an Assault Synchron and Lubellion before you start with any other combo, this card, I feel like a 2 is perfect. So yeah. Alright, like I said, I tried to cut the deck to 40, so I have to cut in some corners. And 1 Assault Synchron was definitely worth it to cut it. And then I also cut 1 Lubellion. I'm only playing 2 now. I also don't think that that was a mistake, really, like seeing only 2 Lubellions. So yeah. Oh yeah, next to Lubellion, the other biscuits I'm playing were Magnamud, Zaronian, and Druistrom. Yeah, this hasn't changed. I only cut the 1 Lubellion, and that actually gave me also more consistency, and I don't regret it at all. So yeah. I did not play any, like, I'm not maining Regained or Twin Shadow, as you can see, because I wanted to make this deck more consistent going second by playing more hand traps, but still have the deck at 40. So right now we have, like, imagine we have 3 biscuits as hand traps potentially, or ball breakers, and then we're gonna have 3 ashes. Next to the 3 ashes, we have 3 jolts. Jolt is a hand trap, like, depending on your matchup, this card can come in clutch, but it's not good against every deck. And for example, against Unchained, it's not that good. And for the future, I might even put the Jolt back to the side, but at that time, Jolt came really good because less people were playing Unchained, but I feel like Unchained is starting to get more popular again. And then, yeah, then I'm also playing only 2 Veilers. The reason why I'm having Veiler instead of, for example, Imperm is because, first of all, they are small world bridges, and second of all, if we play against not Unchained, if you play against Rescues, for example, where we don't have any light or dark targets in the graveyard, you want to throw one of your Veilers, so that before you even start with your Blackwings, you want to start by banishing one of the Veilers with the Biscuits, and then Assault Synchron, and then keep going on with those before you even go into your Blackwing engine. That's why I like play the Veilers, and like I said, because of the small world bridges. So as you can see, we are maining 8 hand traps, addition to 3 biscuits. So basically, it's 11 11 hand traps. All right, for the spells, for consistency, obviously 3 small worlds. Especially in this deck with so many hand traps, it's just important to play small world. Just makes the deck better than it is. And then 3 times prosperity. obviously also for consistency. And sometimes I'll banish 3 cards, sometimes I'll banish 6 cards. I cannot really show you guys right now what cards I'm banishing because it's always up to your hand and up to the situation. For example, if I'm going second, I'm completely banishing 6 cards because you do not need every card. But if I'm going first, most of the times I'm only banishing 3 cards. And then the rest is 2 black whirlwinds and 1 black feather whirlwind because this can also brick. Especially even if you have sometimes like all the black feather whirlwinds, black whirlwinds, whatever, and your opponent just pops the first monster, it's over. It's over. So those cards can easily be dead by just popping the first monster, which is why I'd rather play like 2. And you search them. You got 3 Simoons to search any of those, and you got 3 Shamals to search for that one. And for game 1, it's enough. Trust me, for game 1, this is totally enough. And then for the side deck, first of all here, if I'm going first, you don't need those cards for game 1, to be honest, man. To seal the game 1, you don't need any of those. Most times, even like I go full combo game 1, and I don't even get to use my Twin Shadow or Regain because they're scooping already. And then I also get called by because we gotta have some. I don't like to play floodgates anymore for me going first and game 2 or game 3. I'd rather have more like cards that actually do more because floodgates is just, first of all, we can search for these 2, right? But we don't have to hard draw these. And this is just a random one-off that can save your ass. But yeah, I'm just not. I feel like a good deck doesn't need any floodgates. Sometimes I am playing Golden Match, that's true, but it's just sometimes, depending on the format, Golden Match is just too broken to not play it sometimes. But to be true and honest, you don't need any going first cards. So this is the only going first cards I'm playing, but only because I want to play. Those are cards that usually I would main, but because I don't want to lose game 1, I'm citing those. And then I have 3 imperms because some decks they just need to be hand trapped and ball breakers are not enough. And then one of the first times I think started to play Nibiru's. Didn't came up that much. Can't say much about it. I just know it's great against decks like Rescue Ace sometimes, and best combination obviously is Imperm Nibiru. But didn't really come up that much for me. And then 3 times evenly match along with 2 Lightning Storms and Feather Duster. I think those are really common right now, especially like the Lightning Storms and Feather Duster. Everyone is playing those 3 cards. But against Labyrinth, against so many decks, man, evenly match is so good. So I would keep playing those. Oh, I forgot about the Exo deck. Yeah, let's take a look for the Exo deck. Alright, so we are playing 1 Borea Storm. We only need 1 Borea Storm to go into 3 Assault Dragons, so 1 is totally enough. Then I'm playing 2 Blackwing Dragons. The reason why I'm playing 2 Blackwing Dragons is because usually I special summon 2 Blackwing Assault Dragons, and then 1 Blackwing Dragon is banished, the other Borea Storm comes back to the graveyard by special summoning back with the Black Feather Whirlwind, and then you send them to the graveyard by going into another Assault Dragon, and then you have Chinook in your hand. And usually with Chinook, once I negate something, I like to send the other Blackwing Dragon to the graveyard, so that next turn I can banish my Borea Storm and the other Blackwing Dragon from the graveyard to summon the 3rd Assault Dragon, and then this also gives me like the grind game back. So yeah, that's one thing. And then, like I said, I was just mentioning 3 Assault Dragons. It's insane. I really like playing with those. So we keep having them. But like I said, usually in game 2 or game 3 going first, I special summon only 2 and keep the 3rd one for the grind game. And full Armor Master. You guys already know how OP this card is. And then for the Twin Shadow, I have Sylvant. And yeah, you already know. Sylvant automatically gives us 2 pops in your opponent's turn. So Only time you summon Servant is with Twin Shadow in your opponent's turn. Never ever you do summon him otherwise. And then Nothung. You guys know what Nothung does. Gives us an additional normal summon sometimes. Really important to have this if you're playing, especially if you're playing around hand traps or like through hand traps. You like to go into Nothung to get an additional normal summon. And now here for the Bestials. Like, you don't really have to play with the Bestials and with Assault Synchron. You can also play with, if you start with Suji as a normal summon, then you can also go into these. But usually, those are the monsters that you special summon. Obviously, the Sparta you also summon in your normal Blackwing combos, but Chaos Angel, Axel, those are 2 cards that you only summon usually with the Bestials and Assault Synchron Engine. But like I said, Rebellion and Assault Synchron can give you like already this board before you even normal summoning. So that's really huge. And then Draco Berserker to break some boards. And for the first time, I'm playing Lil Knight. Why Lil Knight? Because I already showed you guys a combo video how to play around evenly matched, or sometimes again like surviving against an Nibiru with Lil Knight. Really good card. Really good card. So yeah, Lil Knight for show. And then besides that, we have yeah, if we get deburied, I like to end up on Lil Knight plus Twin Shadow. And that's also like really, really huge. Alright guys, this is the current Blackwing Bestial deck that I have. If you want to be updated on the future Blackwing decks, or yeah, for example, now we have the Kali Yuga build. We have let me go back to my face. Yeah, like I said, if you want to be updated on future Blackwing deck profiles, or if you want to get more in-depth guides, in-depth guide tutorial videos, check out the Patreon for sure. It's worth it. And yeah, so that's that. Let's see. I have another regional now, where I'm gonna take another Blackwing deck and see how well it performs. However, X2 on 2 different regionals isn't that bad. Like, I mean, I was really unfortunate, but it's still solid, and I was happy with the deck because it never bricked, never bricked. But yeah, all right, that's it. Take care, guys. I love you all. Bye bye.